Welcome back.
I'm positive. I'm bubbly.
What else are we going to talk about San Diego FC wise? I think their game gets lots of
really well and try to finish it.
Obviously they're gonna say we're gonna try and stuff, but like I think they will put forth a solid effort just to get the team working chemistry wise. That was something I asked Mike Ivadas about after the Tigres game. You know, what have some of the younger players, what did they look like? How did they play in this match? And they only had like 2 trainings, I think, to that point ahead of that Tigres match. So they still are probably a ways away from truly melding and being the players that they want them to be. And this is also such like a developmental part of what San Diego FC wants to do. So it's going to take them a while to truly like meld with the Pedro Somas, with the Vasquez, David Vasquez of the world. So,
and they're still first in the West with it.
Yeah. And it's, I think,
damn it.
Why are you mad about it?
No, it's impressive. And I'm not mad about it. Why would I be mad about it? Like the team that we do media coverage for is one of the best teams on the Western Conference. Like it's impressive. So fun.
Yeah.
But it's also important to critique and criticize when they're making mistakes. I mean, at least mistakes that we think are mistakes, like Milan Iloski. Now he's gonna go to Philadelphia Union, as reported by Tom Bogert. And it's looking like it was a fee that maybe San Diego FC should have been willing to pay for a player that could potentially make an impact in the playoff, in the stretch to playoffs, do something in playoffs, compete in playoffs. Without Milan Iloski, that hasn't happened. How many goals have they scored since Milan Iloski left the club? Like 3, 4?
And most of them are Thomas Angel. That's the thing. Like
2 of them are Thomas Angel.
Which are most of them.
Half of it.
I mean,
but what do you guys think about this? Like, is that a mistake? Did Tyler Heaps mess up? Like, let me tell you,
he has half a month to fix it.
A lot of gray hairs. The stress is getting to him, man. Like you can tell.
Yeah, when you do compare, I would love to see a like before and after at the end of the season where we see his announcement photos back in 2024, and then
happy as a feather, like.
I mean,
excited.
Yeah, but this is gonna happen. It's such a tough job too, and also for your first year to be at the top of the league and have such high expectations. I think it's gonna be like tough for anyone, especially a first time sporting director. That's got to be like really difficult, and he's performed really well to this point. And this is probably, I think, the biggest thing you can circle as far as a mistake goes, just because. They said, okay, he's going to go back to FC Nordsjælland. He wants to explore his opportunities there and possibly start over there. That's I think what the most frustrating part about it is they kind of, I don't want to say lied, but they said they use this as the excuse of he's going to go to Nordsjælland. He's going to explore his opportunities over there. He wants to play in Europe, this and that. When in reality, the truth was at the very base level, they probably didn't want to pay him the number that he was asking for.
Both things are true, though.
And in MLS, he wanted you. He didn't want to stay in Europe that much because he came right back to a team that's not your same.
But if Real Betis offered €1 million, he still would have gone over there.
Yeah, but they weren't offering.
No, nobody knows who Milan Iloski is. He made a name for himself with the other MLS teams, and teams obviously paid attention. Like, just because you had an awesome 10-goal streak in, 6-7 games, that doesn't mean European teams are like, oh, this is the guy. But other MLS teams certainly paid attention to that, and Philadelphia Union, the best team in MLS, said, oh, let's just bring that guy so other teams don't have him to use against us.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised either if Philadelphia in the next couple of years end up selling him back to a European team, especially if he is performing at a really high level. We still don't really know the exact numbers of this contract, how long it's going to be, what the fee is itself. So it's hard to say whether or not this is like a huge error on the part of Tyler Heaps, but it's definitely a question mark when the team is so lacking in that striker position.
I may or
Can
not.
I
yes.
just answer this question that I had
Yes.
earlier? How many goals have San Diego FC scored since Milan Iloski left? In the last 5 games, 5.
Mhm.
In the last 5 games that Milan Iloski was available to play for San Diego FC, they had 15, 17 goals in those last 5 games. They went from 17 in 5 games to 5.
What are you talking about, though? This San Diego FC was already second in the whole league at goal scoring. They were top of the league in goal scoring, second place.
Without Milan
Before
Iloski,
Mi-
it would
before
be
Milan
38
Iloski.
goals in favor, not
Those were
48.
before Milan Iloski. That's what Tyler told us. That's what Tyler said. Exclusive footage on how these negotiations. Have you ever seen this movie?
Is this Austin Powers?
Exclusive negotiations. This is how this kind of went down. With Milan Iloski in the club.
You know, flapjack and a cigarette. All right. Cigar and a waffle? No.
No.
Pipe and a crepe? No. Bong and a blintz?
Nothing.
No. Oh, well, then there is no pleasing you.
Bye. Go back to FC Northland. There is no pleasing you then.
That's how you think. That's how you think the negotiations went.
Yeah. And there's no pleasing you here. Obviously, something will please you in Europe. Go find a European club. He wanted to go back to Europe. This is what he wanted. Clearly, he didn't want to stay here and accept the terms that we're presenting. Oh, there was no pleasing you here. Bye-bye.
Well, he wanted.
Oh, you want to go back to Europe? Back to Europe you go.
He wanted a
And
little
then
bit more
FC
money, right?
I know,
Like, there's
no.
nothing wrong with
And then
that.
FC Northland comes back and it's like, well, I don't need that. What? My season starts in 5 days. I don't need this. Offload. Like they don't need a Milan Iloski. They were doing SDFC a favor by having Milan Iloski learn the right to dream way in FC Northland to be deployed at the right time to help. This is the time, actually. It was in this window that you were more than likely supposed to get Milan Iloski, not when you got him in the beginning, because Marcus and Varston was supposed to be healthy. Marcus and Varston was supposed to go ahead and take you through this whole season into right about now, where Milan Iloski comes in this summer window.
That's an interesting theory. I think if Varston doesn't get
Put-
injured, Miloski probably doesn't come to San Diego.
He'd come to San Diego, and he would have come to San Diego in this window.
I don't-
He would have come.
I
into
think
this
I think
window.
it depends on how they were playing. If they were still performing at that level.
He would have come to this window because in Varston at this point, look at the tournaments. You needed players at this point, right? Because had Anis Saidi been healthy too, that's another player over
That's
there.
3 strikers. I don't
Right.
think you would have needed a 4th one.
Well, Philadelphia Union apparently needs a 4th one, so I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, dude.
I think the theory is interesting. It generally makes sense. They definitely pulled the trigger on Milan Iloski earlier than they expected they would. I think there's some doofus reporters out there reporting injury timelines and stuff that
Doofus
they probably got a
reporters.
little bit mad about, and then immediately after those things were reported by some
Shit, so this is my fault. Oh fuck,
You're a
dude.
doofus reporter.
Oh, fuck, I got
No,
called a doofus.
that's what they're calling us, I think. But no, I think our reporting was solid, and we were right about that as far as timelines go.
Might be a doofus, but I was goddamn right.
Yes, and Marcus Ingvartsen was out for I think we said 10 weeks, and then he was out for exactly 10 weeks, and then came back, and then by that time, Milan Iloski had kind of earned the spot, even though they weren't starting him still. I think from looking, if you read between the lines of everything they've said, Milan Iloski wasn't exactly the most right to dream player
No,
ever either.
he wasn't. He wasn't.
According to them, even though you score goals, like I think that's at a certain point you kind of want
was-
that more.
It was a majestic wild bronco in the prairie that you harnessed for a couple of weeks and you felt real power, but you weren't able to bring him back into the stable. I don't know where that fucking came from, but here we are.
You got to keep the Bronco around, though, wouldn't you?
You do 100%.
but
And then
They
now,
couldn't handle it.
but now
They
we got a
couldn't
white
handle the Bronco.
we got a white bronco on loose in Philadelphia, and it's gonna
Great.
enjoy
That Bronco's gonna
slaughtering.
run your ass over. Eh?
Yep,
Let me
and
tell you that.
The glove fits.
All right.
Anyway.
Well,
Uh,
it'll be interesting to see how Philadelphia uses him. I imagine he's probably a super sub. He has to get used to how they play. He's going to be a super sub scoring.
Also, he's gonna play the same position as FC Northland.
I think they're going to slowly bring him in just because it's a little bit different. As like they're still a high pressing team. They're a young team, of even more developmental team. As much as the UFC says they're going to revolutionize, be the academy team, Philadelphia has been the academy team. They have young players. They're selling young players to Europe. They're the true model, in my opinion, as far as academy in the MLS. And like for them to go out and get a Milan Iloski says a lot about what they think of him.
Mhm.
And what San Diego FC doesn't think of him. It's just it's fascinating because you have this team on the Western Conference saying we're going to be the academy, we're going to build up these young players, we're going to be cheap and have all these stuff and just only play young players and all blah 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 blah, and then we're going to sell them. And then the team that actually does that on the East Coast gets the guy that San Diego didn't want to pay. It's really crazy. It's fascinating though.
Look, at the end of the day, you wouldn't face Iloski until you potentially play in the MLS Cup final.
Yeah,
Like
maybe next year.
That's just the reality.
Maybe there's
That's just the reality. Yes.
There's one direct way that the Milan can affect SDFC, right? In MLS, they're the first in the West. They're still in that supporters shield race. Like that's direct competition with Milan Iloski and Philadelphia. But how much Iloski will play in Philadelphia's overall thing, who knows? But one thing is for sure.
San Diego FC play tomorrow. That's for sure.
Well, they do. Saying that they're first, it shouldn't be good enough for a first-year club is a defeatist take. I don't think I could. Defeatist take. It's not. I don't support the team. It's just this is the team, but this is also the team that's telling you, the supporter, what it is. Like they're not going to change, and people who are surprised are kind of like, again, maybe new to this project as a whole, the right to dream. Like you were never going to get Kevin De Bruyne. No. It's just not in the. It's just not in the tea leaves.
It's not in the right to dream.
Yeah, we still don't know exactly how this team is going to act on just
15 days.
Yeah, that's how long the transfer window is left.
Essentially.
Yeah. I think maybe they add one more player. It's not going to be a player that's very known. It's probably going to be a U20 youth national team player.
Who else is in that roster?
Tom Bogert actually released the top 100 U.S. men's young men national team players list, and I was like, "Oh, prime scouting."
But it's really interesting. The San Diego FC is still in a prime position to be in the playoffs and play well. I think. What do you think about this?
I think Northland has given Iloski green light to really explore all options. I don't think they need him. They don't have the plans. I really think I agree with you, Tony. I think they were kind of holding him for San Diego FC.
Multiple sources saying that,
yeah. I think he has the green light to really go anywhere that he wants to. Yeah. He wanted to stay in San Diego.
Yeah.
But San Diego FC didn't want to pay him. And that happens in sports all the time. Let's not forget this. It doesn't happen just in MLS. It does not
happen in San Diego sports. Yeah.
It happens in sports. If you're a football fan right now, Terry McLaurin wants to get paid with the Commanders. That's not happening. What the fuck? Why? So that just happens in general. It happens in Europe. It happens in Mexico. Players want to get paid more money because they deserve more money, especially if they're hot and they're scoring goals and they're the best team in the best player in the team. And teams don't want to pay up, and that's what it is. Can you be mad? Sure, but again, everything that SDFC has done has gotten them to the point where they're at right now, first in the West. Let's not forget that.
I wonder if this conversation would be different if SDFC had a Sergio Ramos name, a Keylor Navas,
they do. They have a Chucky Lozano
and Dre, and that's the thing. There's stars.
The MVP,
like honors Dre 100%, but that's not a star that people think of immediately. People who are thinking. Let's just say Honor Dreyer's not on this team. Let's just ignore. Let's just pretend.
Well, nobody knew who.
Let's just exactly. Let's just pretend it's somebody else, right? It's player B. That's default man is on the right wing, and he's been playing out of his mind. And then they go out and get Honors Dreyer right now, like a copy. They just get him, plop him into this team.
As a DP,
knowing that, but people would be like, who? People would be like, Honors who? Yeah. Where is he playing? Belgium? Like we Heung-Min Son was playing with Tottenham. Like Muller was playing with Bayern Munich. Like what's who is Honors Dreyer? But again, now you know who he is, and this is what diamond in the rough type of scouting that Heaps is known for, and just this analytical style. Like Honors Dreyer should not have been here in SDFC for $5 million. He should have been here at least for 10, at least. And that was his 7 to 10 was valuation from Anderlecht in Belgium. So
especially at 26.
Good by Tyler Heaps on that. But what else? And it's really incredible what they've been able to do. And until the wheels fall off, and even if they fall off, yeah, I mean, this is the nature of having an academy team. Year one, it's a crazy experiment. It's a crazy experiment.
Look, year one.
The thing is, these players are not gonna stay in San Diego FC for a while. You're not really gonna have franchise players unless they just don't cut it out. But if you're really building the super team of youngsters, by the time they're 22, 23, they're out and you have to restart. And that's what San Diego FC is going to be.
Yeah.
They called it. They wanted to be the PSB of the MLS, the Borussia Dortmund of the MLS. Well, newsflash, those teams sell their stars and those stars don't stay forever. You get one maybe player that stays loyal to the team for a while and that's your GOAT. But all these other young starlets leave.
Yeah.
Whether now it's bigger MLS clubs.
But
Bombino,
there was an offer for Bombino from West Brom Albion.
So that's going to happen. Luca Bombino's not going to stay here 3-4 years. He's going to go to Europe or he's going to go to a different club that's going to pay him more money. SDFC is not the team that wants to pay big contracts.
Yeah.
There's a reason why they have the most TAM, the most GAM, the most this, because they're stingy with their money.
There was SDFC practice at Coronado. It was pretty interesting. I know that they're also starting their Right to Dream Academy. So
don't get in that water.
Yeah, no, it's Imperial Beach adjacent.
Nice view. I wouldn't get.
Hey, yeah, congratulations. Honors Dreyer 2 or 3 Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah. Also, if we're going to talk about the Son going to LAFC thing, I think that's pretty big for them. They still have like so many midfielders and forwards too. Like Bouanga's kind of plays in what Son's position is too. So it's just a little bit weird.
Oh, Son can play anywhere, man.
Yeah, Son can play.
He's going to play at the 9.
Yeah, he'll play anywhere for sure. But the thing is, though, it's like they probably need defenders. LAFC need that, and they could like that. That's a weird thing too. Like LAFC is probably like the blueprint of expansion team in the MLS, just going crazy and being successful. They have a much different approach, compared to San Diego FC. They're going out almost every single year. They've gotten a different designated player that's a star that they're building around. You know, like
it's the it team in MLS. Like it's the in vogue team.
It's the different approach of building an MLS roster. It's the approach of spending money and having this big has-been names. Although Heung-Min Song is still probably a very great player that's going to destroy players in MLS. I think he's like in way better form and shape than Luis Suarez, Jordi Alba, Busquets, all these different players like Wilfred Zaha. I think Son is still miles above those players.
I pray for Verhoeven or Bombino, wherever side, whoever that defensive line.
Can you imagine just San Diego and Son subs on in the 60th minute
versus Franco Negri? Yeah.
And Franco Negri. No, I mean Bombino has the talent to shut players down, and he's done it. But
Son?
I mean, Son is a different beat. I mean, that's gonna be fun to watch.
That's the really cool thing I think about MLS is every once in a while there's a player like this that comes into the league and it's just like, calm down, kids. Watch. This is how you play. This is soccer. And then does something that you're just like, how the hell is that possible? And it's just because like, this is a man playing with children.
Yeah, 100%.
I think like Zlatan did that. Gareth Bale had a couple moments too. Like Carlos Vela had like so many of these times where this has just happened, and that's I think a cool thing about MLS sometimes.
All right, San Diego FC plays Mazatlan tomorrow. Is it? I don't even think we want to do predictions. It's just probably the most
Mazatlan
game.
Probably win.
I just want to address
penalties.
Thank you, Meniscus, who is contributing. I love it when people contribute to the discussion. It's like it's not necessarily the name that matters. The fact that we have a glaring weakness, and that you've done nothing to fix it. And let me tell you, we were positive to begin with and intentional with San Diego FC because again, this is the big thing with San Diego FC. Get used to it.
What is letting the weakness be a weakness?
Just the stubbornness of this club, whether it's to stick with their principles, whether it's stick to the style of play, they're going to do what they're going to do. And it just may not make sense to a lot of people. And it may not be the right thing to do, but they're just going to do what they believe is best moving forward, whether that's good or not.
They're not going to give the fans what they want.
They're not going to give the fans what they want. And I want to say that they will have moments with Chucky Lozano on a straight drive that will be glaring. Like, and sure, you might get some fan service here and there, but that's what's going to make those moments special, where you're going to be happily surprised. Oh, you guys got this. Okay. Maybe it's a little bit different, because you do need to have a little bit of talent surrounding the system, whoever you may want for a DP slot coming up, after Chucky, after Dryer. This is year one after all, but get used to it. This team is going to be stubborn. No players paid. What is Iloski worth at this point? He's being the
750,000.
Yeah,
Probably a little bit more than that, but
to $1 million, 750 to $1 million.
yeah.
Yeah.
And the fact that SDFC,
Did not want to pay that. Nope, too much.
yeah, that's crazy.
250K. Take it or leave it, my boy. And he said, I leave it.
Yeah, but Mina will for sure stay in SDFC. They will take the option.
But I mean, you stick to your strategy, and I think that's somewhat commendable.
Yeah.
Just like, hey, this is the idea, this is the plan.
You know me. I'm a believer of adapting in order to win. So I think SDFC is not the type to adapt. I think they're the type to just stick to that style.
And we'll see if it works.
If
Yeah.
it doesn't, then it doesn't, and then you critique them then.
And this is true. Remember, San Diego fans showing up isn't given unless you're winning.